Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. And this sees Scott Lang, Hope Van Dyne, Hank Pym, Janet Van Dyne, and Cassie Lang getting whisked off into the quantum realm where they must confront the all-powerful conqueror, Kang. And this is from director Peyton Reed, who is surprisingly putting in his third entry into this trilogy of Ant-Man films that he's gotten a chance to make. And it's from writer Jeff Loveness, who previously worked on The Office and has been a writer on like the Jimmy Kimmel Live show and different things like that. He had some time writing for Rick and Morty, which, not gonna lie, this definitely feels like a big live-action Rick and Morty episode, to be perfectly frank. I have to say, this movie goes to some weird places. The world building of the quantum realm is so weird and absurd and feels like one of those acid trip Rick and Morty episodes that you go on. The stuff that they do and where they go with these different characters and these creatures in the quantum realm. And you even have a citadel. It's Rick and Morty. It's right all over it. And here you have Scott, played by Paul Rudd, who is always endearing. He has his moments. He really plays his character well. You kind of have like bookends of him kind of like sharing his life, which that's Paul Rudd at his most charming, and he really stands out there. And he has really great comedic moments, but he gets fired up in this one. He's very protective of his daughter, who's at risk in the quantum realm. And he feels inadequate because he spends so much time away from his daughter. And Cassie has these whole entire adventures with the Pym family, the Van Dyne family. And Scott's just like, what's going on here? And his whole arc is trying to make sure he protects his daughter. It's simple, it's to the point, but it's at the core, it's who Scott is and what he cares about. You have Cassie, Catherine Newton, I think she does a solid job. I don't think there's anything particularly interesting that Cassie gets to do here, besides, like, I feel like each of the characters get their moments in action. And that's cool, we get to see them do their thing. Character-wise, for like development and arcs, not really. Cassie doesn't get much of one. Hope is just there, and just mad her mom won't tell her things. Janet's the one who hides everything in this whole entire background she has with Kang, which really sets up the motivations for the film, and we're left in suspense most of it. Hank gets to have some fun with ants, so you get that. You get all their dynamics are really, there's great chemistry between them. It's really highlights in the action and the thrills of it all, even if character-wise they're really underdeveloped. And so are almost all the supporting characters, from William Jackson Harper to Katie M. O'Brien, Bill Murray. Most of those characters don't get much. And even you get Kang, who you don't get as much of his backstory, and maybe they're waiting on that, but you feel his threat, you feel his presence, because Jonathan Majors is absolutely amazing in this film. He absolutely kills it. He is so delightful to watch on screen. I have to say, what they do with MODOK is so unexpected and weird, and it's absolutely hilarious and crazy and absurd at times too, and it really worked for me. I had a blast with that character in this film. The visual effects, this world, is so top-notch. I think the music is solid from Christoph Beck. And just, you have Bill Pope, who does the cinematography. This is a gorgeous film with some crazy effects all over the place. You have some exciting action. Those kinds of things work. It's the writing. Some of the dialogue is so cringy and awkward. Some of the jokes, there's moments where it's like you really didn't need that many jokes at that point, and a lot of Marvel movies have that. I feel like it was pretty obvious here, even though there are definitely moments that are absolutely hilarious. And I feel like the story and the weight is underdeveloped here. This really should have felt so much bigger with, like, Kang. But, you know, you get a fun time. It's whimsical, it's crazy, it's absurd. And you get some moments where you're just hinting at potentially having some serious weight here. But in the end, the stakes don't feel as big right now. And maybe we'll see how it all shakes out. They're much bigger than we realize. But, you know, you have some really strong performances from Majors and Rudd. And I had a really good time with this movie. It's not great, but I really enjoyed it. And I, of course, will certainly watch it again. But those are my thoughts on Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.